Honorable respected Director of the Department, Dr. Rajesh Ragde, our research student in the department, Dr. Subhash Zada, Dr. Baba Saheb, Dr. Harshada, Abraham Patros, sir, all the research students and scholars who are doing their PhD research work. I invite you all, I invite and welcome you all for the first Tourism Research Day, which is one of its kind in our department. I think this is one of the first departments in the university who is celebrating this kind of day, that is the Research Day. And I think it would be first of its kind, maybe in India also. Like we have been associated with many departments in India, but we are the first one to take this type of initiatives. So on behalf of myself, the department, I thank Dr. Subhash Zada and the research team for coming up with this idea of celebrating the Tourism Research Day. I will tell you the aims and objectives at the end, but I would like to highlight today about the various tourism research what we have done in the department. It will be very brief. We have done many many other initiatives also, but I will be highlighting the main ones. Today, 9th September, that is the birthday of our director, Dr. Rajesh Ragde, and we are celebrating this for the another reason, that is he has completed 25 years in the department, and also he has turned 50 today. So, he has been inspiration to the students, especially the researchers, to mark this occasion. Sir has already briefed, Dr. Subhash Zada has already briefed how this idea came to his mind. We were sitting in the cabin and he was telling this idea, it is not since 2017, but I suppose it is since 2003, sir? Or maybe 1990s? Okay, 1998, they are thinking of all these things, and today it has come up. So that was the discussions which they used to do when sir used to work in Devgiri College. It is a long back. So here, we know that since last 23 years, sir is in academics, and he is well known as a tourism educator and an educationist. He is an expert member of UGC, that is University Grants Commission, AICTE, MPSC, Government of India, CBSC, CIVE, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and other prominent committees of 36 universities in India. Dr. Rajesh Ragde is a versatile persona, is a visionary director who have come up with great ideas in the department. He is an efficient administrator, academic planner, social scientist, a scholar of Buddhism, avid reader. He has a personal library of more than 5,000 books, and I suppose he has read most of them. He is also a professional photographer whose work has documented in tourist sites and have been exhibited across India. The one which I had seen was in Taj festival, that was in Agra. He is also an amateur archaeologist, art collector, having over 1,000 artifacts, which is in our house. Sometimes I tell him that my house has become a museum. I always tell Abraham sir also. So the collection is going on and on and on. He has a number of facets of his personality and his academics. Today we are here to celebrate this, and I will focus on some of the research aspects which our director has done and which our research scholars have done. Dr. Rajesh Ragde, he is a pioneer tourism researcher and innovator, and he is the first researcher in Maharashtra to be awarded the highest degree in tourism, that is Doctor of Philosophy, in the year 2002. The topic of his research is the management study of the Japan's OECF scheme financed by the Ajanta-Ellora Development Project, with special reference to tourism development in Marathwada region. Ajanta-Ellora is a planned tourism destination of India and over rupees 1,000 crore was spent on this project. Due to his research, he became an expert in tourism planning and was invited by the Tata Consultancy Services to provide his expertise in the AEDP, that is Ajanta Ellora Development Project. So from a researcher to an expert, he has become a consultant to not only the Tata Consultancy Services but many other public and private organizations. Most of his PhD recommendations were reflected to the second phase of Ajanta Ellora Development Project. And being a student of commerce, then management, and also physics, everybody was amazed all the time to see his PhD work, which was related to financial management. In 2001, he received a research grant of rupees 5,000. We can say merely a 5,000 rupees for his project on tourist police, that is problems and prospects of tourism administration in India. Incidentally, after 13 years in 2016, the Ministry of Tourism conducted a similar study and commissioned the Indian Institute of Travel and Tourism Management, that is IITTM, to conduct the research study entitled Functioning of Tourist Police in States and Documentation of Best Practices. The study was completed with the help of 10 universities in India. In 2001, he received another grant of 15,000 rupees for his project, that is Promotion and Development of Aurangabad as a Tourist Dollar Earning District. This report was submitted to the Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation and was used in the Vision Plan for Tourism 2020 policy document of Aurangabad district prepared by the district collector in 2012. Some of our master students also were involved in it. The scientists from NASA, Smithsonian Institute of Washington, Geological Survey of India, United States Geological Survey, and several researchers has conducted many important studies on astronomy, biology, zoology, botany, archaeology, chemistry, culture, history, etc. But no researcher has studied the Lonar crater. I'm talking about Lonar crater, which is an important site very near to Aurangabad. And he is the only researcher who has done a research work on Lonar, that is on the face or on the background of tourism. And he completed his research project in 2005 entitled Tourism Infrastructure Management for Sustainable Ecotourism Development, a case study of Lonar crater. This was again a pioneer research which was initiated by him. In 2011, he submitted a report on impact assessment of rural tourism development project at Shulibhanjan. Khultabad, which was in Aurangabad district, Pallavi, she was the research scholar, research assistant with him. The potential of Sufi tourism in Aurangabad district was highlighted in this report, which was also very importantly, which was also later included in the Sufi tourism circuit of India. In 2012, he did a UGC project on potential of forts tourism in Maharashtra, a comparison with Rajasthan. The findings are reflected in the Maharashtra tourism policy in the form of fort tourism circuit. So whatever research work we are doing in our department, it is directly taken by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, or maybe Government of Maharashtra. Again, in 2014, Dr. Rajesh, he completed the most acclaimed research on cultural tourism development, a study of the places related with the life of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This is a pioneer research on Dr. Ambedkar from tourism perspective. Our Vice Chancellor, past Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. B.A. Chopde, he liked his findings, especially it was on a very different perspective related to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, because then nobody had written his travel, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's travel, or the places associated and how the tourism can be developed at these places. He had given a presentation on 14th October 2015 in front of the faculty of the university, researchers, students, non-teaching staff of the university on Ambedkar cultural tourism Culture, Heritage and Tourism, which went on nearly for 2 hours, and our Vice Chancellor Professor Chopade spoke for 50 minutes, analyzing his speech and gave a valuable suggestion and declared that his particular research work on a very different aspect of Dr. Ambedkar is very important, as the Prime Minister had declared to develop the Panchatirtha on the places associated with the life of Dr. Ambedkar. Our university published this research work in the form of research book on 14th April 2016, which indeed is a rare honor for any researcher in the university. He was also invited as a guest of honor to deliver a commemorative lecture on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar on the historic occasion of 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar at Khorasan University. Professor Ram Shinde, Minister of State of Home and Tourism, represented the government of Maharashtra. Mr. Amit Kumar from DCM, Indian Embassy also represented India. So these were some of the achievements by our director, Dr. Rajesh Ragde, which I really felt like highlighting it on the occasion of today's day. That is, there are many others, but I couldn't do that. Then it was his initiative that we are today having a research and consultancy cell in our department, and we have taken lot of programs under this cell. Number one, we have consulted not only the Indian but also some of the foreign public and private organizations. Still, we are we are giving consultancy to various aspects like the stakeholders in and around Aurangabad, Mumbai and Pune for starting their farm tourism projects, for starting their medical tourism projects as well. Apart from that, we are also in the consultancy cell, we are giving the consultancy to the heritage management committees, not only India, but I think from the North India side and Northeastern side. We are continuously getting the mails and we are doing the work very prominently. So this is, and of course, not to forget, in the research and consultancy cell, it was again his idea, and I also remember some of the scholars, we had a meeting, especially Umesh Jadhav, Subhash Jadhav sir, and Harshada. We just kept on, how can the tourism research can be improved in the department. So we started a very important initiative, that is the research scholars meet. I always see to it that the MTS students also be there in the research scholars meet so that they can see how we do the work. The main aim of the research scholars meet was the improvisation of the various aspects of research methodology of the PhD students. Whether it could be sampling or data collection or writing the thesis or any aspect, we discuss it after every 6 months. We invite some experts and we come up with some innovative ideas, and the research scholars they get all the solutions in this particular day. So this is going on since a very long time, and recently I think in the month of March we completed our 10th research scholars meet, and of course the research scholars will be speaking now. So that was very, very beneficial. It was not only for the research scholars but also beneficial for the PhD guides also, to guide them properly. Now, now about our today's day, that is Tourism Research Day. I have told you the background, but we have initiated some aims and objectives for celebrating this day each yearly. Now this day will be celebrated, today is the foundation day. In the coming years, we will be promoting the research culture amongst the young scholars. This would be the main aim for this particular day. It would be not only in our department, but also the young scholars from India and also abroad. So we are going to develop a co-knowledge creation about it, and that would be online. And I would invite we would invite all the scholars who want to do PhD or who want to do their research, write the research papers, or anything which is related to tourism research. So this would be an initiative which we are thinking of. The second thing, we will be organizing graduate tourism research conferences. This is one of its kind. We are having research conferences for the professors and the stakeholders, but there are very few universities. Of course, in tourism, none of the universities have taken initiative on having a, what we call, conference for the graduate students. Graduate students means for the master students and of course undergraduate students also. If they are highly competent in their research, if they could give a good research piece, they will be invited in the conference. I will be looking into it very keenly because we also need some very brilliant scholars who can work with us for their PhD. So this would be the second initiative, the aim of our day. The third would be is to give the award for the best research work for again the young scholars and also the stakeholders and the what we call the professors who are in academics. The fourth initiative would be to conduct conferences, colloquiums and workshop on various aspects of tourism research. And the very important last thing is that we are going to develop a research bank. It would be tourism research bank. Okay. Now, like young scholars are there, you all are doing your master's project, right? You all are doing your dissertation, your project reports, and when the students are thinking of taking some topics for their projects, it becomes so difficult for them, right? Because they don't understand how to develop the topics, how to work on the research problems. So what we are going to do is we are going to develop a tourism research bank in which we are readily going to keep some topics which would be number one, the topics which were left out or the things which were not done by the PhD scholars or some of the other, for some of the other reason they couldn't do it. That is, we call it scope for further research, right? So scope for further research, everybody is writing in their PhD thesis, but nobody is implementing. So it is very simple. I'll just collect all the scope for future research and put it in the research bank, tourism research bank. And the other thing is that we are going to discuss with the stakeholders. There are many meetings going on in Aurangabad, everywhere, online, offline. So that also would be an opportunity to grasp it and take it and put it in the research bank, right? The third thing is that you always discuss some of the other topics in your classrooms, right? In your meetings, or maybe there is a student who comes up with a very important topics. So that also will be put in the research bank, and this research bank will help all the master students, not only from our department. Okay, the topics will be not only given to you, but also to the master students from other universities as well, right? In India and abroad as well, because we are not only working here in India, but we are associated with many students from the countries like Portugal, Japan, Spain, Middle East, Dubai and all. So this will be circulated. So we don't want to keep it with us. We will be continuously floating these topics to all the scholars who want to do research. Okay, maybe it is a master's degree or maybe it is the PhD degree. Okay, so this way we are going to start our programs, and it will take a year, I think, to initiate all these things. So we are having one important year. So I request all of you, we are having some guests. Abraham sir is there, Subhash Zadav sir is there. They are completely associated with the, the industry, tourism industry, in one or the other way. Like he is associated with the heritage conservation. So sir, you can also suggest us some topics which are related to heritage conservation and tourism. And Zadav sir, he can initiate or give us the topic wherever. It will be very, very crystal. You can call me anytime, maybe in the night at 1 o'clock, I don't mind. If something clicks your mind, just call me or just message me and the topic goes in the bank. Okay? It will be used not only today, maybe it would be used soon, maybe in a couple of months, but it could be used for the coming students also, maybe 1, 2 years or maybe 5 years. Yeah? We are not in a hurry for that. So that could be used as a topic for your master's, dissertation projects, or it could be used for your PhD, right? So this will be done throughout the year, and maybe next year I will be giving you the report on the same day about what initiatives we have taken. We will be also giving you the report on what kind of topics came up, right? So this would be done. Moreover, in our department, I forgot to tell a very important thing, especially for the young students, the students who have newly admitted in the department, that in the department we are taking very innovative topics already, that is under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh Reddy, that is related to the tourist guides in India, then corporate social responsibility, branding of tourism sites, very important ones. Those are related to health tourism, then branding of the destinations, who are like one of the scholars who have come from Yemen. Okay, so we were just discussing on what kind of work he has to do. He came up with an idea to do ecotourism because he is staying in an island in Socotra Islands in Yemen. So I said, why do you want to stick up to only a small island in Yemen, right? Keep a big vision. And then we decided to give him a topic on, like, Yemen is now, they are facing problems like terrorism, political instability, not directly terrorism, but political instability. And their brand, tourism brand, has gone down. So we suggested him to take a topic on rebranding of the destination. He went to Yemen, he talked with the stakeholders, and he gave me a report on WhatsApp that, ma'am, people are over here, stakeholders are very happy with this topic, right? And after rebranding Yemen tourism, what is going to happen is that the destination will boom again for tourism purposes. So such type of innovative topics we want to do in our department. Like, we are having one topic which nobody has touched it, that is child sex tourism. Nobody has dared to take that because data collection of this topic is very difficult. One of our sir's research scholar, he has taken this topic and he's working on the child sex tourism in Western India, especially in Goa. He's having a tough time, but we are supporting him with all the facilities. One of my scholars, Rani, she's doing on the tourism crime. And then we both, being a woman, we are standing so strongly that we are going to all the police stations. I'm not accompanying, of course, with her, but she's going to each and every place. Right now, she's in Goa and doing her data collection. Fearlessly, she's collecting all the crime data from the police stations, from the ASI, from different parts. She's taking interviews, and maybe in coming days, she will be finishing. We will be giving the report to the Ministry of Tourism, and of course, some important suggestions will be definitely implemented through it. Again, we have an important topic like Sufi tourism. Pallavi, she has worked on it like 2 years from now. And we are also, there are so many, I'm just remembering. I've been working with an international project, not only national, but we are working international projects. We have completed a Babel project of, we were like, some 14 countries, people were there, and I was initiating India. So the best tourist destination or the favorite destination, this was a reverse research work. You have what we call it, a theory, and you work on that theory. But this was an opposite one. We worked on the grounded theory, right? That is, we developed our own theory and then started we collected the data and developed the theory, and then again we started collecting the data. So this was like 2-3 times we were working, and we were so successful. It came out in a published form. We published some research papers, 4 to 5 papers, and also in a book form. So this was an achievement, and the stakeholders now from abroad, especially from the Portugal, they were very happy to work with us. And they are still having 2-3 projects, so we are going to initiate that. From our research and consultancy cell, I have another 3 to 4 research topics in my mind, but that would be not for India, but that would be for international scholars. So I have some initiatives from, some collaborations from countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Japan, China, Sri Lanka. Okay, so these are the countries, scholars, we are going to come together. Of course, online, I can tell them about our initiative also. And we are going to develop a theory and then work on that theory. So all these things are going on in the department. Like our department seems to be very silent, quiet, calm, but we are doing a lot of work over here. So, of course, there are many people coming up, many people want to speak. So the report would be submitted next year about today's day, and we are really going to work hard. As I told you, we will be really needing not only some suggestions from all of you, but also blessings from everybody to initiate this. Okay. So with this, I thank you all for patient listening, and I hand over to Remy.